sessions to try and, I'm sorry, let me just hit that. I did some sessions to try and release all the ties that I have with my mum and all the negativity, and try and change me rather than try and change her. And it was actually pretty instant, like within a day or two, after working on me, I noticed she didn't seem to be coming at me quite so aggressively or argumentatively. And obviously I understand Cognomovement, so I know that this works perfectly in this sense. But I think Mum seemed a little bit taken aback as to why there'd been this shift, because it was a shift in Mum's behaviour. So yeah, I think you can work on yourself and have an instant knock-on effect with a relationship that's causing you trouble.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting how that works. Was it just communication for you guys, or was it something else?
There was quite a bit of deep-rooted stuff on my end. I would say I was carrying quite a bit of bitterness about some things, and Mum didn't even remember the stuff that I was talking about.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and I think that, I think at first that I struggled with that, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, I've been carrying these things for so many years, bitter and twisted about it, and now we're having this conversation or these conversations about it, and you don't even remember these instances. It was, so yeah, it was a good lesson for me. But yeah, I think my side, there was more bitterness to it. With Mum's side, I think she wanted a closer relationship than what we had, but she was going about it in a way that was making me want to push her away, not pull her in.
So interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that, Gemma. I mean, I know we could probably go on for days, because there's so many of these stories about what changes, not just that like your communication changes or you feel better, but there's some different sensation around the whole relationship. Things feel easier. You tend to have a more open heart towards the other person. It's kind of just amazing. Did you experience that too?
Yeah, definitely. The open heart thing. I actually think this is why I've opened up my heart of late, not just to Mum, but even to a boy. Ooh, I can see it there. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of boy gossip going on. I might tell you too, Bill. We'll see.
Do you feel, Gemma, like changing the relationship with your mom changed relationships with other people, like opened you up to a boy relationship?
Yeah, I'd shut down my heart. I didn't even realize that that's what I'd done. But I think I'd shut down my heart. I was applying this mum rule to all close relationships. And yeah, I think that was at the root of me being ill all the time, and this weird 11-day cycle that I was having of having these bad migraines, because I went on a date on Valentine's Day, and the 11th day for my migraine would have been the day after, and no migraine. All I needed was a boy.
Interesting. Well, so that's the thing that we find. So we're going to talk about that more today, about how when you shift something, a relationship, to it non-romantically, and including a relationship to things, we don't realize, we don't call it a relationship, but we have a relationship to, let's say you have a court case going on, or a real estate deal going on, or money. We literally are interacting. It's a calibrated loop. I do this, so you do that. So if you find yourself stuck, like you can't move forward with something in your life, your relationship to it may be what's keeping you stuck, your calibrated loop. So Bill McKenna, just want to see if you're here with us.
Hi, I'm here.
Here's Bill McKenna. So we want to open it up. Does anybody else have an interesting Cogno movement story and relationship? If you do, just open your mic and you can share. Can you think of one, Bill? Do you have something you want to share with us on the subject of non-romantic? Coral, wait, Coral's here. I know she has one. Go ahead.
No
Coral.
one's sharing. This one's way off on a tangent, but what Cogno Movement can be used for. I was at a conference and I picked up a fan, a woman fan who all of a sudden became like a stalker to me, where she was just flooding my phone and all this kind of stuff. And it was so bizarre because I had worked a session with her and that was it, but she was a little unstable. Anyways, I did Cogno Movement just on the person, and it stopped instantly. So I don't know, just a weird quick share that it can also be to remove relationships that are very troublesome. And I had to do a lot of self-reflection of why that happened to me. So it wasn't just that, it's very in-depth, but that was just a quick off on a tangent story.
You're muted, Liz.
Oh, so what happened, Coral? Did the person just kind of fade away? Did they just stop bothering you?
Instantly. After I did the session, instantly. No more text. I didn't have to block. There was just nothing more. And it was, but before the session, you get all that, like all the feelings in your body of how do I do this? How do I get rid of it? How do I say things? Because she was starting to get agitated towards me because I was ignoring. And so then, but it really was about the feelings, were intertwined in this energy space. And as soon as I just got rid of all of the whole scenario in my body, instant, I'm not kidding.
That is, if you've never experienced in your life a stalker, you don't understand how intense the experience is to be on the other side of it. You can actually feel their attention and their energy. And it doesn't end with the phone call or the email or the walking by your house or whatever it might be. That energy just continues. And exactly what you were saying is, in my experience, is that once this issue in me is resolved, they lose interest. And it's so amazing. So it is a healing of sorts, and I'm unusual in that I'm a male, and less males have this happen to them than females. Obviously it happens to males, but it happens to females more, being on the receiving end, than males. But I've had this happen multiple times, and I didn't know what to do. Back in the day, I was like, I had no idea, just like, oh my God, restraining order, call the police, because they dance this fine line, right? They're dancing the fine line, is that legal? Is it not, but boy, right? Okay, it's not illegal, but oh my God. Well, anyway, great work on doing that. My experience was the same. I resolved it in me, and poof, it was like somebody turned the light switch off. There's like, I'm no longer interesting. Thank you. Right. And the other side of things, I know Liz has got some great stories. I want her to share some of hers that are amazing. But the flip side, right? The estranged relationship that got mended. Liz, tell us about some of your works.
Well, actually, I want to ask Coral first. Coral, when that person became disinterested and you cleared this out, What else changed in your life? Did you notice the energy of anything else change?
A little less victimhood, because I was, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Right?
And more boundaries. Sorry, Bill. More boundaries. Less victim. Like not being so naive would be the word I would have said before. And then now it's like, I'm a little more street smart and I'm not a victim anymore. I've done more work on victimhood, but that was it. Yeah. Sorry, Bill.
So I just want to address, Penelope said she was disappointed because she thought today was going to be about getting unstuck. So if that was the way you interpreted our email, it's always true for everybody. Cogno movement is constantly about getting unstuck. So wherever you are, the thing in the body clears, the feeling in the body, and it frees you. So like Coral saying, clearing somebody who's just a little too focused on her also made her feel less victimized. Here's the thing that I want everybody to start to frame up in your mind. What is it you're in relationship with that you're stuck with? If it's your career, you are in constant relationship with your career. What does relationship mean? It means the distance between me and you. It means the interaction between the two things. You're constantly in relationship with everything. You're in relationship with your pet. You're in relationship with your house. So Bill asked me to share a story. I'll share my own. Recently, I was working on the relationship between me and my own core feeling, the thing that keeps me stuck, Penelope, the feeling in the body that goes when I want to do something. And as much work as I've done in my life, and I've done a lot, and so much Cogno movement daily, one day I noticed that there was a stuck for me, back of the throat, top of the solar plexus. And I thought, holy crap, that thing, that feeling has kept me stuck on about 1,000 things that I wanted to do. So back in the day, I was a performer, I was a singer. You guys don't know that about me, but I was. And I was going to move to LA and I was going to make it big, right? And I did move to LA. And I went to school to be an artist instead, because there was this, right? Where I should have gone and just applied for the jobs where they were singing waiters. I didn't do it. And it was all that little feeling in the body. So mine was about a relationship between me and my own core sensation that kept me stuck. So I started to work that every day, every minute that came up. And when I got it down to where most of the time it's just a little cricket now, where before it was a foghorn, all of a sudden my environment started to change. Anybody notice this set behind me? Changed. We've been talking about it for a year. 20 years, my bedroom, completely, it's like a new world. My husband walks in and goes, it's so strange what a difference that paint makes, but it's not just paint. The air is different in there. So we sing it out to stay. Unfortunately, I lost my voice. I'm working on getting it back, but I don't have a singing voice anymore. But when you change a relationship between you and anything, everything else starts to change. Like Bill and Coral said, boundaries change, victimization changes. So I want to open it back up for other people to share a little bit more too before we get started. But everybody else, if you're brand new, welcome. And please put yourself in the chat. Let us say hi. Where are you from? How did you hear about us? We're so happy you're here. I see some new names I don't recognize. And start thinking about what thing in your life or person, non-romantic for this one, has you have that feeling of, they're putting too much attention on me. Maybe it's at work. I have a friend who was working on this subject and was talking about, she had a pattern of getting friends that almost felt like family immediately, like this rich, deep twin flame thing. And then within a few months, jealousy would form. And the jealousy would get so bad that the person would end up really injuring my friend's life. And it was a pattern again and again. Well, she realized she's stuck. She has a pattern around friendship. And that attraction to a person who was jealous of her was within her own body. The minute it was gone, she started to meet the most amazing people. She stopped also having that twin flame, like grabbing of these people, and started having these warm, open-hearted friendships that could grow and build. And they no longer had so much attachment. So those are the kinds of things we're talking about today, whether it is work, real estate, money, your body, or a person. We're talking about that interaction between the two. So, hey to Sandra in London. Hey, Gemma, London, Sandra. Actually, I just spoke with Sandra just the other day. So welcome, Sandra. We have Kathy Cole, welcome. And Carrie, welcome. I talked to Carrie too from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Hi, Carrie. And Teresa in Colorado, welcome. We do have a practitioner in Colorado. So I saw Laura had her hand up. Laura, did you have a story you wanted to share with us or anyone else about relationship?
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm very new to this, but I have a man who I started to become involved with about 4 years ago. And he and his girlfriend, who he said were separate, actually got back together during the time he was dating me. She started stalking me on the phone and telling me to leave her man alone and all this ridiculous stuff. So I blocked them. That was 4 years ago. I knew nothing about Cognomovement. Now this man, I have a new phone, so I don't have him blocked. He had my number and he started texting me, telling me that it's all over with her. It's been over. And he wants to try to have a relationship with me. So I'm wishy-washy about it. I did like him, but I didn't like what happened.
So Laura, I would say work on that today. This is so interesting. And thank you for bringing this up. Sometimes, there are relationships that we're not sure about. And they can, like my friend and the jealousy situation, there can be ties, things running in our nervous system that attract not exactly what we want. So if it were me, I would take today's session and just see how you feel about him. Notice that wishy-washy sensation. Notice the fear. This is all about sensation in the body. Notice where it lives, Laura, when you think about him. Maybe there's a little excitement and maybe there's a little dread. Feel it in the body. Notice where it resides and focus on that. What happens is when we clear away our own nervous system patterns that attach us to or draw in, literally make us a match to things we don't want, we no longer are a match to those. They're gone. We find that we're free. So maybe this guy is for you, but with the old pattern running in your body, you're still going to run a negative pattern with him that may not turn out so well. So clear that out and maybe it'll be a great relationship, or you'll realize he's not for you at all and you'll find someone else. But free yourself from this pattern. Every time we can free ourselves from the pattern and things look better. What would you say about that, Bill?
Okay, so I'll tell a little story and then I'm going to offer a little bit of science. So this is a Liz Larson story. Liz worked with a person who was highly educated. I think it was a doctor, and she had a real tough relationship with her mom. And anyway, 40 years of the mom, in her mind, perceived her mom kind of as a narcissist, kind of self-absorbed, everything's about her mom for her, so extremely difficult to be around. Anyway, Liz had worked with her and cleared it out of her body. She no longer felt that way. And then literally after she left Liz's office, the mother calls. The mother calls and begins to apologize and is like, poof, had an epiphany, like, hey, I've been thinking about the past 40 years and what I did to you, and I'm so sorry. And I just realized how I act, and I screwed everything up, and this is what I did. And she was like, what the hell, right? So it's really kind of absolutely nutty, that the timing, right, of this after 40 years, like that, mom calls. So anyway, what's going on, and I'm using that example because Liz and myself have been doing research on what we call the Cognomovement effect. And this effect, we've figured out here that your subconscious expresses itself through your body as a feeling. Like, I get a feeling, right? It is a reaction. I didn't choose it. I'm having a reaction. And then with this sensation or feeling in the body, I have thoughts that are equal to it.
Right.
The other part of this is that we know that you can actually feel this situation in the field. If you've got whatever type of relationship, like especially emotionally charged ones, if you were to say, oh, I wonder where that is in my field, if you reached out with your open hand, you'd literally feel like thicker air. It's like marshmallow air, or hotter or colder. If you put your hand under it, you'd be like, oh my gosh, there's a weight to it. So this is part of the Cogno quantum set that Liz had discovered. And in addition to this, the science is that we know from the magnetoencephalography that they have these devices that are outside of your head, not attached to your head. And when you have a thought, poof, it actually creates an electrical charge in the field around you. And they can measure the parts of your brain that it came out of. They're not even attached. Your thoughts are non-local. Well, guess what? The NASA, the astronomers, all that with National Geographic did a big thing on it, and it's all over the web. If you look it up, is the dark matter in space. Dark matter, right? When you and me, we look out in the sky at night, you see the stars, right? Guess what? There's these filaments that go in between, this web up there. Everything is interconnected and communicating. So you're not only little me, Bill McKenna, I got this thing in my field, but it's bigger than that. It's the universe. It's all interconnected. So from the huge to the small, guess what? It's interconnected. That is why the mom could call after the fact. That woman for 40 years had this lump, right, in her field, and poof, and poof. And that was keeping the relationship in a particular pattern. And poof, when it went away, a whole new set of realizations. So anyway, go ahead.
And that's exactly why your story about stalking and Coral's story about stalking, and you have a famous person who had a stalker. And every time when we do Cognomovement on that physical sensation in the body, the relationship between the two, the space between the two, instantly the person loses interest. It's like you become invisible. So Bill's right. There is this effect. We call it the Cognomovement effect because it's something that happens when we delete the pattern in the body associated with that thing or person. Why? Because our patterns in our body are emitting electromagnetic signals. It's like a Tesla coil going round and round. So where does it start? Reaction in the body. Body turns on the fire alarm, little fight or flight around that issue. So in Coral's case, this person. They're after her. They're thinking about her. They're sending energy her way, which you can feel. Then the body reacts, right? Ooh, that's not good. Sends a signal to the brain. Brain says, nope, that's really not good. Signal back down to the body. Body reacts bigger. Nope, I agree with you. That's really not big. Turn on the fire alarm a little bit more. Back up to the brain, round and round. These are electromagnetic signals, hormonal and chemical as well. And that electromagnetic signal finds its match. The filament that basically vibrates at the same rate, and we know this is true, it just links up. Here you go. You wanted more stocking? Oh, here it is. So what we do is we break that electromagnetic field. We break it in the body, we eliminate it, which gives you back the energy that it costs to run that thing. That electricity costs something to your health, to your thinking, to everything else that you really want to do in your life. It's kind of derailed to that problem in the moment. Coral, you might say to speak to this. When that was happening, how much of your attention did it get?
Oh, most of my day. Like I would have moments, when I'm distracted, but as soon as I had no distraction, it was coming right back in. And it was because then I didn't know when the texts were going to come or the phone call or what, I'm just like, ugh, you just try to escape it. But like you're saying, her thoughts were in my thoughts, and
Yeah.
it was consuming me. Yeah. I let it go for 2 days. And then I said, I'm cognoing this lady. And it worked.
Wow. So in those 2 days, do you feel like, how do you feel like your health was in those 2 days?
Affected sleep and nervousness. It made me more nervous because I was just, you're on edge. You're like, because you don't want that attention. You don't want any of that. And so, yeah, it did affect me. I was probably more, if you ask my family, I was probably more irritated. I don't really know that from my side. But.
And you're building a thriving Cogno Movement business. How did it affect that? Did you make progress in those 2 days, do you feel?
Oh my gosh, this is a year ago. Absolutely. Not one session doesn't make progress, but as far as, it did help me with, because when you're a victim, I'm looking for victim clients because that's my match. And we all, I still have that in me. I'm not putting it down, but I'm just saying, it changed the demographics of the people that were attracted to the work that I'm doing.
Yeah. So ripple effects, good, bad, ugly. One thing that's consuming your energy of your body really affects everything else. So that's the exciting thing about today. And also the exciting thing about the workshop that's happening on March 5th. I'll tell you more about it a little bit later, but these are the kinds of things. So when we think relationship, we're usually thinking, our love relationships, but really it's the relationship to everyone and everything. And if you have a pattern that is drawing in another pattern, a relationship to something or someone that is not serving you, that's what we can get out of your body. And then literally it's like, boosh, things change so rapidly. You can't imagine how quickly they change. Like that instant, the woman calling. This woman not only was calling from 40 years ago, but she was thousands and thousands of miles away, who called my client to say, oh, by the way, just realized that my actions affected you over the last 40 years in a negative way. Sorry. My client was so stunned that she didn't know what to do with her. She literally said she stood there with her mouth open because she never expected to have that conversation. And she wouldn't had she not have cleared this pattern out of her body. So Bill, we're at the top of the hour. Would you like to get us set up to actually clear some stuff out?
Kind of, I do, but I really want to, is there any, this is one of the great parts of my week is to get to see all the new people and hear stories that from any of you. If there's any of you that have, want to say hi, or you have a little story real quick on anything, on, Cogno Quantum and Cogno Movement or manifesting, if you'd like to share it, open yourself and say hi.
I don't know how to do it. I'm looking for the chat. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I think that was a mistake. Okay, Laura, do you still have a question or a comment? We're going to do questions after.
Okay.
We kind of do stories up front and then questions at the end. So Laura, did you still have something? No.
Okay, well, I
Okay.
guess I better get started then. Liz is really good at keeping me on track. I will wander off and we'll be here till 3 p.m. doing stuff and working and what have you. Okay, so here we go. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a little piece of Cognomovement. This is not all of Cognomovement. It is, I can only give one little piece because of the amount of time. And so with people who don't know anything or haven't gotten their basic training yet, I just give one little piece, but it is highly effective. You may get to a 0 on your thing. You may not. Watch this again. And if you're at the end, you're not, and continue on, and you will get there. Okay, so today's theme is relationships. And I want to encourage as Liz was saying, encourage you to work on whatever relationship might be difficult at this time. And by relationship, non-romantic, brother, sister, mom, dad, lawyer, business partner, neighbor, anything. Those are all relationships. You don't want it to be a relationship because it's like that person's a right? I don't have no relationship with them, but you do. If you've got some cycle going on that's you don't feel good about, let's work on that one, okay? Okay. So, as you recall, when we were talking, that there is a relationship in between how you feel about this particular person and in your field. You've created this in your field, an energy, if you will. What you're going to do first here is I want you to think about this person. Think about the person, and I'm going to have you to feel the outer lip of your ear, this outer lip, all the way down to the earlobes. If you have earrings in, take your earrings out and just feel, do I feel anything here that feels kind of like, ow? I mean, that area is relatively sensitive relative to the rest of the ear, where all the skin, inside feels normal, but there's this place that kind of, wow, what's going on there? Kind of hurts. Okay. And just to notice, how bad is that? And where is it? How bad is it? And where is it? Liz, if you'll spotlight me, please. And the next step is, I want you to feel how you feel about this relationship. Let go of your ear. Feel how you feel about it. Close your eyes. With this, we're not trying to be virtuous. If I hate them, if I'm upset, feel it. They're acting this way. Let yourself feel it. If you feel guilty about that, you can feel guilty about it, but feel it. The more you can feel it, the better the work we do today will work. I want you to, as your eyes are closed here and you're feeling it, put it on a scale of 1 to 10 for yourself. And ask yourself the first question. If this relationship was in the field around me, meaning, that little ether that's right around me, within, just a few feet around me, where would it be if it was somewhere? And then open your hand. The first thing that came to you. Oh, if it was, I know where it would be. I'm going to reach out to that area. And where would it be? Reach out with the open hand and move extremely slowly towards that. And see, do you feel anything in the palm of your hand? Like this air is a little bit thicker right there. Maybe I feel a little bit of warmth right there, a little coolness. You can move your hand underneath it. Bringing your hand underneath it, oftentimes you'll feel like, oh my gosh, it feels like there's an actual weight of it as you kind of go underneath and up into it. It's like a air sponge, air marshmallow, very, very light, but still it almost seems as if there's something there. Put your hand there into it. And is there a perspective here that I haven't considered yet from this relationship? Is there a lesson that I have yet to learn? And see what comes. You can pull your hand out. And if you get a lesson from it, apply that lesson. Apply it. Apply it to the relationship and apply it to your life. And once you've done that, reach back out again. Feel, is it there in the field anymore? Has it changed? Whatever's still there, clap it out like this, just right there in that exact area where you felt it.
I lost it.
Okay, and now reach back out with your hand. Does it feel like it's still in the field? Is that thickness still there? Okay, step one. Step two, grab your Cognomovement ball. Your Cognomovement ball. Feel how you feel about this relationship. If you do not have your Cognomovement, your basic training yet, if you don't have it, just use a pen, okay? And what we're going to do, you use the pen as a focal point. If you have your Cognomovement ball, use your Cognomovement ball. Put the ball over the left shoulder. Keep the head straight forward. Feel how you feel about this. Feel how you feel about this relationship, and slowly begin to move the ball into an infinity symbol. You're going to keep the ball close to the head. Feel how you feel about it. As you're moving it very, very slowly, then when you feel your eyes pull, when you feel like there is dry, my eyes are dry right here, or I feel like they don't want to look here. Maybe I'm incessantly blinking. Stop the ball right there. Just stop. You may see an image in your mind's eye. You may not. If you do, how does this relate to this relationship? What have I yet to learn from this relationship? What lesson? Even if you don't have an image, you can ask yourself this question where the eyes are pulling. Once you have gotten the lesson or the other perspective that you're to consider, let go. Pull back on your ball. Just drop your ball down to your chest. And what I call grok this lesson. Let yourself feel it and apply the lesson to your life. It's your lesson. Whatever that lesson was, fully apply it. Put your ball back up into that position. Are the eyes pulling anymore? If they're still pulling, then that was not the lesson. There's another perspective for you that you have yet to consider. Just leave it there and breathe. 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 When the eyes let go, typically after you have gotten the lesson, continue on. Very, very slowly to the next position where the eyes are pulling. Notice if you see any image in your mind's eye, an event, something about this relationship. It could even be some other events in your life, at first seeming unrelated. Again, ask yourself, what's the lesson I have yet to learn? What is it? Breathe. When the lesson comes, let go of the position. Just relax with that ball on your chest. You can close your eyes. Apply the lesson. Apply this to your new life. Take it in. Grok it. Once you've done that, go back to the position again. Are my eyes still pulling? Is there a perspective I have not considered yet? And now continue. Continue when the eyes have let go. Relax. Breathe. Wherever the eyes are pulling, stop. Wherever they don't want to look. Keeping the head forward. Breathe. If you keep the ball close to the face, you'll get the stretch. Breathe. Breathe. The place that the eyes feel like they're pulling or they're dry, don't want to look, or that you're incessantly blinking, wherever that correlates with the part of the brain that's not serving you right now. The connection either is going to be pruned or made that will be the best service to you. That's what we're doing, or one aspect of what we're doing. We're making and pruning connections. Breathe. Okay. And now, that outer lip of your ear, you're going to cross over your arms and you're going to tell yourself out loud, everybody's muted, tell the story out loud from the beginning to now about this relationship. Ready? I'm going to count you down. When you get to here, we'll be at 0. So this is going to be, you have to count of 35. You're going to squeeze and wiggle this outer lip of your ear. This outer lip represents your spinal cord. Your eyes, your brain, and your spinal cord are one system. We're causing a release. Ready? Tell the story. You have to verbalize it. Ready? 35, 34, 33, 32, 31. Squeeze and wiggle. Tell the story. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pull your ears forward, breathe through your nose into the tip of your tailbone, and you're going to release that up your spine and out the top of your head. Let go of the ears as you release. And now we're going to do it again. This time, you're going to tell the story in reverse. The same story of this relationship, but from now back to the beginning. Ready? Same story. Squeeze and wiggle. Same story. Cross over the arms, across. This crosses lobes of the brain when you do this. Ready? 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Pull. Let go. The ears forward causes a data dump out of this spinal column. Okay. And now, where is that in your field? This relationship. You've had epiphanies as you've done the infinity. You saw certain things. Close your eyes. If that, whatever you saw in your field, whatever that was, where would that be in my field? Where would it be? Reach out very, very slowly with your hand again and feel that area. See if there is something where you think it might be. Does it feel thicker? Just feel very, very slowly. Is there a heat, cold there? do my hands feel like a little micro electrical shock? Is there anything like that? Feel, and then clap it out. Wherever that is, clap that area. Breathe. Okay, and now turn your head to the side. Yawn. Turn your head to the other side. Yawn. Last time, grab your ball. Feel how you feel about this. Check in with your body now. Do I feel the same? Is the intensity still there, exact the same? Is it more? Some of you will find this actually elevated at this time. Notice where the sensation is in the body. Notice if it has shifted at all. If it has shifted or dissipated or moved and become more intense, you got it on the run. This is you know that it's on the run, and it's only, if you continue, it's only a matter of time. Ready? The infinity again, very, very slowly, allowing yourself to feel how you feel and noticing it in the body. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Paying very close attention to the eyes, and when they pull, stop. Stop where they pull. Is there something I have yet to learn right here about this relationship or from it? A perspective I've yet to consider? Breathe. Allow it to come. As soon as it comes, let go of that position. Pull the ball down, relax your arms. Take it in, and apply it. Apply it to your whole life. Apply that lesson. Apply it to what's going on now for me in my life. And then go back to the position. And when you go back to the position, are the eyes still pulling? If so, park that ball there. Park the ball, and is there something else? Is there another aspect I haven't considered? Breathe. Breathing is important. The breath is the bridge in between the conscious and subconscious. Breathe. When the eyes have relaxed, move to the next position where you feel something with the eyes, dryness, a pulling, or it feels like uncomfortable, or my vision kind of goes blank there, or double vision. What's right here? What's right here? You may see something in your mind's eye. What is the perspective I have yet to consider? Or the lesson that I have yet to learn? breathe, breathe. Relax, relax. Almost not even caring if something comes or not. Just asking the question. And when the answer comes, again, let go. Pull the ball back to neutral. You can close your eyes and take the lesson in. Take it in and apply. I'm going to apply that to my life earnestly now. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and here we go. Here we go. Take your Cogno movement ball and you're going to move. If you don't have your Cogno movement ball, I'd just like you to zigzag with your pen. Start low, say the color, orange, red. Focus on the relationship, red, orange, yellow, and moving higher. All these wonderful lessons and new perspectives that you've learned, blue, all these things that I've learned, green, orange, all the things that you learned, breathe, say the color, purple, moving higher up at eye level, and higher, and higher, and overhead. Ah, okay, fantastic. All right, one last turn of your head to the side and yawn. Ah, and another side. Ah, fantastic. Again, one little small piece of Cogno movement. Repeat this, go back and watch the replay. If you're not at a zero, the last thing, I keep saying the last thing, but remember when we did this ear pinch where we were looking when we first started, go back. The place that kind of hurt, feel that place. Does it still hurt? Does it still hurt as intensely? Is it now moved to a different place? It hurts, but in a different position. This means that it's moved in our body as well, in our energetic system. You've got it on the run. Liz, there you go.
So before I do my little announcements for the day, I wanted to see, Annette, are you still with us? There she is. I want to put you on the spot for a second. We heard from our other two practitioners that are here. This is Annette. She is out of Princeton, New Jersey, and she's a level 2 Cogno movement practitioner. And I wanted to ask you, Annette, when in all the sessions you've done for yourself and clients, I'm sure it's in the hundreds now, what do you find really is the value of addressing relationship in a Cogno session?
Wow, that's pretty strong, because if you really look at anything that's going on, everything is around a relationship. Whether it's a relationship to self, to other, to an object, to a situation, everything is really revolving around a relationship. So when you can clear that, it frees up not only more energy, but it also makes space for other things too. So I don't know if I necessarily answered the question, but that's how I see it from my perspective. It just clears, it gives you more energy, it makes more space, it just changes everything.
That's the way I feel about it too. Like, I'll work on something that I feel I'm certain is obviously someone else's fault, right? And I know to do it immediately, right? And in the moment, that's what it feels like, more space. And immediately my thoughts go right to whatever it is I want to do, like for the day, right? You know, creativity and energy. I mean, it feels so expansive. So thanks for that. I mean, I share that with you.
Yeah, you also get a lot of clarity. So it's almost like you know, you had sunglasses on, but it's dark and you can't really
Yeah.
see, and all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, I could just take these off.
Yeah,
Now
right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, I could just take these off. I do that all the time. I have sunglasses on in the house. I'm like, why can't I see? Take my glasses off. I think that's a great analogy for cognitive movement. Just take the sunglasses off. Thanks. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I wanted everybody to hear your perspective.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Liz.
Okay, guys, so couple of announcements. This is still a relationship month, February, but Cognomovement expanded it to all relationships. So we have a few more things, some free things and a class coming up. So we still have Relationship Fridays. So if you're a member of the Cognomovement members community, on Fridays, our amazing practitioners, Cora, Lynette, Gemma, and Katie are doing a free session for you around relationship. And they're just mini, short, 5 to 10 minutes. So join them and get that refresher. And then March, I think it's the 5th. It's the first weekend first Saturday in March. We are doing a full day relationship revolution class where we're going to walk through step by step all day long sessions to clear out all the stuck spaces in relationship. Now, we are talking about, just like everything else, what is your relationship to everything around you? If it's a romantic relationship that you are struggling with or that you want, if it's a relationship with family, we're talking about children, parents, siblings. I mean, who of us doesn't have one of those? We're going to clear that out. If it's a relationship to a situation, so if you have one thing in your life, one issue that you just cannot seem to clear, you are in constant relationship with that thing, and it is sucking the life out of you. It's draining your energy, and you can feel that. That is something you can work on in this relationship revolution. Cognomovement is revolutionizing the way we think, literally think about changing everything, but relationships very specifically. So if you have something that you are needing to clear out of your life to get your energy back, increase your mood, your focus, your relationships, your sleep patterns, your life in general, this class may be for you. And I posted it. Nope, that's not it. That's basic training. I'll post it now. No, hold on, you guys. We'll have Bill move on with questions and I'll post it for you. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Liz is looking that up, just for 2 seconds before, I'd love to hear from anybody about their experience today, how it started, how it went, where you're at now. We'll see if I can help anyone. So now's a great time to open up your mic if you like.
This is Lisa.
Hello, Teresa?
No, it's Lisa.
Oh, Lisa. Okay. Lisa, can you turn on your screen or I think I can. I'm trying to find you. But anyway, go ahead, Lisa.
Try. Let me. Yes, I'm in my pajamas, but okay.
Oh no, I don't want to do. I don't want to. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot there.
It's fine. Sorry. I'm like, oh, and I just finished crying a lot. So.
Okay. Okay.
I was talk about. So I'm brand new. I signed up for the basic and the quantum, but anyway, a couple of days ago. So when it started out, I did a relationship with a friend of mine who's been since I was 7 years old. We were best friends. And over the last few years, that relationship has kind of distanced itself. I distanced myself from it. And anyway, when we first you had us reaching out. Oh my God, the electric shock was, I couldn't even reach out in the beginning. I was like, whoa, 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 getting all shocked. But what I first came upon was, I felt guilt because me rejecting her. And then, with the eye pen, and then I just sat with that and I just kept sobbing. And then the second time I went up, it was her rejecting me. And I kind of sobbed with that a little bit, but then I realized that was just me with a story about it. I don't know that she rejected me. I rejected her. So it stopped it instantly. And then we did I think we stopped then and we did something, and then we went back to it. And then what I got, the next information was how jealous of her I actually have been over the years, because she's very wealthy, she and her husband, and the lifestyle they have, and just I'm actually jealous of the wonderful person she is, because she's an absolutely wonderful person. And boy, that one. And then I could see how I carried that into some other relationships with people that, they just have unlimited funds, which I don't. So that one is, still there. And then when we went to the ears and the end, it had moved. Yes.
It moved. Oh.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
moved.
yeah, you're really doing. Can you pin Liz or spotlight? It's so I'm so happy
Sorry,
for
guys.
you. That is huge. That's huge. And for you, have you have a lessening of those feelings now around it? Or is it the same or increased or changed?
I have a lessening around the guilt and the rejection piece seems to be totally gone. The guilt maybe is a little bit there, because but what was clear to me was I didn't realize how much I was suppressing. I didn't even realize the jealousy was there, how much I was suppressing that and really trying to say, oh, I have this life and I love my life, and which I do love my life, but I guess I was comparing. I don't know how else to say it. And then it just, like you talk about, it's spreading through other relationships. That's how it works, right?
Right.
And I could, a couple of other relationships with people that are kind of very wealthy also, I could see I dragged that into those too. But I could see my suppression of that, not wanting to admit that to myself.
Right? Who does? Who does? It's so painful to even admit. But when you do, poof, poof, that it all, you stop feeling it, right? Do you have just a general absence of it? Of the rejection, at least?
Oh yeah, the rejection piece is gone, and I think what's happened when I really realized how much I was suppressing the jealousy piece, I was like, oh my gosh, and it just kind of it's opened it up for more exploration, I would say.
Oh, good. Okay. All right.
There isn't a guilt to it. It's just a realization of, oh my gosh, look at how I've let that piece impact my relationship, because it's there, and
Yeah.
I've just sort of kept it hidden and kept a smile on my face anyway. And it's like, I don't know if that's making any sense to anybody, but anyway, it's just like, oh, geez, Lisa, that was the underlying picture. That's the underlying thing with the money piece, right? And all of that. Yeah.
So here's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, by the way, the masses of humanity, almost everybody you meet is doing the same thing. Some of them, the veil is thinner and some not. They're smiling, oh yeah, and so some of them you can see right through it, and other ones are better at it. But everybody has got that thing, right? They're suppressing. So, and the being free of this, allows the authentic smile to come through, the real good stuff of life. But oh gosh, I had something important to tell you. Oh, there it went. Bing. Ask yourself the question: did my mom or my dad, if you were to try to think back, did my mom or dad ever have a little bit of this? Maybe they talked about, like, well, they're, hoity toity. Well, they think they're something, or anything like that. Did you ever, for either one of them, did either one of them in your lifetime display any of those type of thoughts, behavior, type saying stuff around that?
What it would be, and I've worked through this on different levels, so I'll be able to do Cognomovement with is actually, I come from a pretty wealthy family. I'm one of 6 siblings, and 4 of my siblings are millionaires. I am not, and another sister is not. So I come from, and my father, he came from the Depression, so he made it all his own. I'm not, but there was an incident that happened where he was showing the home off to somebody, some new people, and walked right by me and didn't even introduce his daughter, but was, pointing out all the, so I considered wealth to be very materialistic. I put all these labels on it. So that's that piece.
Okay. All right. Well, gosh, what really great work. Really great work. I'll tell you what, the very, very first Cognomovement session was the birth of some of these financial issues for a friend. And I had talked about this on interviews and stuff, but when we cleared it out for him, all of his financial situation changed. And it was just amazing, without trying, everything changed. So, and so anyway, with all of these relationships, it has tentacles out to other aspects of life. You name it, right? It has a tentacle. Thank you so much for allowing sharing. It was so kind of you to the entire group for you to share. It really, you have no idea how you're helping other people free them up when the fact that you did that.
It's so true. I want to say thank you to Lisa as well. And also point out that, jealousy is one of those relationship things. We're in relationship with it. It's so normal. And it's that old paradigm that if they have it, then I don't, right? And so we end up kind of wanting to hold people back a little bit. Like, ooh, I don't want her getting a new Porsche because it's going to make my little Camry look worse, right? Or I don't want her looking skinny because then I look fat, right? It's this constant comparison. So when we release ourselves from that, because it's really us we release, and then we release them, this wonderful things happen. Lisa, you said that your friend is a wonderful person. Mm-hmm. Won't it be great to just get to love her again? Right? Just get to enjoy her wonderful personness for yourself. That's what's available to us. We just get to open our hearts and love people. And I can speak from personal experience. People we thought we'd never love again, right? Not them. But it shifts our focus and we get to see what's beautiful about people. And if they've ever been in our life, there was something. Even if we never see that person again, to have that open-heartedness to recognize, they're just doing their best too, and they're just love, makes our heart open and it makes the world a better place. So Lisa Barrett, thank you for your work that you did for the planet today.
Yeah. So let's add one thing, because on that note, as I was going through the crying and everything, that's what actually came out of me is I love you so much. I just kept saying, I love you so much. because I do. I love her. It's like everybody said, it was me, wasn't her. It's me that rejected her. And then I made a story about her rejecting me to make me feel better.
Yeah, right?
I came to. And then the jealousy, but no, I do. I love her. So yes, thank
Right.
you.
And you guys, that one specifically where we are, kind of jealous about money, we're actually holding our own abundance back too. It works both ways. I mean, that's how it works. If there's a pattern running in your body, if I don't want them to have that much money, guess where it comes back to? Calibrated loop, relationship to everything. So that's one. If you notice yourself having it, man, get that thing cleared out and you'll notice that abundance thing starting to flow. All right, who else, Bill?
It looks like Laura, I kind of get the inclination. I think that you want to say something. I don't know. I can't hear you yet. I can't hear.
I don't see Laura.
Sorry. I see
Right.
her. She's
There she
Right.
is.
Here I am. Can you hear me now?
There you are.
yeah, hi.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out everything on this Zoom page on my phone. Well, I have issues with body pain, and no doctor can tell me what it is. So I'm on pain medication that I want to get off. And after I saw Bill on Regina Meredith's show, I started to think this is mental, this pain, and it goes back to childhood even. And I'm wondering, is this a possibility that I could get rid of this pain with the Cogno movement?
So, our body, the premise is that our body will express for us the emotion that we cannot process. So Cogno movement helps you to process the emotion and get to the root emotion. Once that root emotion is released, right? It's processed. Your body actually relaxes, and when your body relaxes, this energy starts to flow. We've had all kinds of things happen because of that. There are even Cogno movement practitioners that focus just on that. So, anyway, if you're looking for a practitioner that specifically focuses on that, Katie Wrigley in Maine, you can find her under the Cogno Movement Practitioner section of the website, and all the information is there. The other thing if you can do is to begin, I don't know if you have your basic training yet, but if you don't, you can go get your basic training and begin. It'll be great if you get your basic training, because it will help with the basics. So you have an understanding and you've got your ball and all that stuff, and you begin the process. And then possibly, schedule a session with Katie or, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's what we got. Yeah. And during, it'll become very, very clear for you when you focus on the sensation in the body, and then you start doing Cogno movement. You'll get clarity about, that's weird. A thought of, I was threatened with taking away Christmas, when I was 2 years old, like if you don't stop misbehaving, Santa's not going to come or something, it's like, what? Santa's not coming, or whatever. Right. And, we have these things running from a long time ago, and it's amazing to actually witness it during the process, somewhat like when we were doing in relationships. same thing.
So something you could do right away is watch this session again and shift your focus. So Cogno movement is really, it's the same process with a shift of focus. Shift your focus to your pain and your relationship to the pain. Because you might find that day in and day out, it's a constant companion, good, bad, or ugly, you know, and notice what your relationship is to it. And maybe that'll shift something for you. I want to say just a little bit about Katie Wrigley. She not only is a pain management course, but she found a solution for her own pain. She had multiple skydiving accidents and needed surgeries, many surgeries, and she found a solution. So she's a great one. Coral and Annette, who are both here today, Coral Simpson and Annette Villaverde, could also walk you through that as well for anybody else who's listening. So Cogno movement has an amazing effect, but for Katie, since she's not here, I'll share a little bit of her story because she's open about it. She not only changed her physical body, and her physical body is different today. There are parts of her injuries that are no longer existent on her body. But when she changed her relationship to pain and pain medicine, she changed her entire work, left corporate, and began a full coaching career. She changed her house, her real estate situation, sold a property for way more than she expected. She solved her relationship issues and ended up with a brand new, incredible relationship. So solving your relationship to pain can change literally everything in your life. So Laura, I want to encourage you to give it a shot because it's really possible.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for that. I have exactly 6 minutes. I have an appointment at the top of the hour. Is there a Liz? Do we
I have one more thing, Mustafa and anybody else. The Cogno Movement members community. The way to gain access to that is you will have purchased basic training, which I put in the link, or you've worked with a practitioner and gotten your ball that way, or you have your ball from before 2020. That the Cogno Movement members community is a private community for people who are working Cogno Movement to share their information. They also receive lots of free content. So right now in that community, Facebook members community, there is a relationship class. There's a 1-hour manifesting class. There's a 21-day challenge. So if you don't have basic training and you get basic training, you also get all of that content as well, hours and hours and hours of stuff. So that's the way in. Unfortunately, sorry guys, it's not a public forum. You do have to already be a part of the Cogno Movement community, but that's how: basic training, work with a practitioner, or have a ball from before. So, okay, Bill, I guess we can say goodbye if you've got to go. So
I got exactly 5 minutes. Is there anyone else who had one last, I think I could do one last question or comment or something that somebody wants?
oh, nobody's a taker for today.
Nobody's a taker? Okay.
All right. Yeah,
Well,
everybody go back and do the session. Oh,
we do. We got one.
Go ahead.
Hi, it's Laura again. I have so many things. So if a person has had lots of trauma in their childhood, which might be causing the pain, would you have to work on each trauma separately?
That is a really, really good question. So I love that question. There is a process that Liz Larson had discovered. And she had discovered something called the core sensation. So what happens is that when you go through your life and you suffer those traumas again, typically there is a sensation in the body in the exact same place. So if we eliminate the sensation, then so too goes the collapsing the many issues, right? Not having to work on the individual, but working on the core. And it was pretty genius, that this discovery. And anyway, if you'd like, Liz Larson can work with you directly on that as well.
Thank you. I'll reach out to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. It was so good, all of you. You know what? I wish I could spend the day with all of you and hear all the stories and share. But we'll see you again, hopefully at one of the trainings or next Cogno Hour.
Yeah, and Laura, I would just say reach out to Katie. I'll recommend you reach out to Katie first. Just have a conversation about what's possible around pain. I think that might be very enlightening. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you again soon.